Today we're going to be talking about the Army General Orders and why you should know them before you go to basic training. But without further ado, let's get to it. What is up, guys? Ben Allen back again with another video, and like I just said, we're going to be talking about the Army General Orders and why you should learn them before you go to basic training. It's going to save you a whole lot of trouble, I promise. But before we jump into the topic, guys, if you're new here, my name is Ben Allen. I did 4 years active duty as a 68 Whiskey, got out as a sergeant, did the civilian thing for about a couple months in 2019, and then I joined the reserves for about a year and a half. I just got out in August 24th of this year, 2021. So I have that active duty knowledge, that reserve knowledge. So if you have any questions whatsoever, hit me up on my Instagram at Ben_Allen175. It's the best possible place to reach me. I try to get back to everybody within a week or so. So if you have questions, feel free to ask. Also, we're trying to hit 100,000 subscribers here in the next 6 months. So I need your all's help to do that, right? So like this video because it pushes it out to a larger audience. And most importantly, subscribe, right? It takes 2 seconds to smash the button. I'll wait. Go ahead. There you go. Welcome to the Ben Allen fam. I appreciate it. But with all that out of the way, let's jump straight into the topic. So why is it important for you to know your general orders? Well, it's important for you to know a lot of things while at basic training, but it'll set you up for success if you learn them before you go to basic training, right? So this comes full circle with the general orders, the Army song, Soldier's Creed. And I say that because if your basic training is anything like mine was, they gave you this kind of like cheat sheet, blue book kind of, if you will, and our drill sergeants were like, you guys will know everything from this book back and front like it's the back of your hand, right? And pretty much at the end of the day, when we had like drill sergeant time in the bay, they would go down the line because they'd line up the whole platoon and be like, all right, what's your second general order? And or what's your first general order? What's the Army song, Soldier's Creed? And if they got it wrong, we'd drop, we'd do 10 push-ups, reset, and then they'd go down the line to the next person. What's this? And if everybody got it wrong, we kept doing push-ups. We ended up doing like 500 plus push-ups almost every day just during drill sergeant time alone, not even like throughout the day. So I can only imagine how many push-ups we were doing total. So if you want to save yourself some push-ups and some heartache and just not get smoked at basic training, it is vital that you learn these things before basic training, right? And right now we're just going to be covering the general orders, right? We'll probably make another video for the Soldier's Creed, the Army song, but Google is going to be your best friend, or this video, right? Because it was my best friend for when I was looking for these things, right? I should know them off the top of my head, but I've been out for a while. I don't remember them, right, like verbatim. I can give you the gist of it, but I'm going to give it to you verbatim. That way you know what it's like. You can replay this, right? You can go back, you can rewind, you can just keep looking at this video, or just go on Google. I'll even put the picture up on the screen as I recite it. But pretty much, guys, your general orders, right? There's 3 of them. The 3 main ones that they're going to be, asking you at basic training, right? Is your first general order: I will guard everything within the limits of my post and quit my post only when properly relieved. All right. This comes down to a big thing in terms of like guard duty, but I'm gonna hit on all this after this, right? So the second general order is I will obey my special orders and perform all my duties in a military manner, right? The third general order is I will report violations of my special orders, emergencies, and anything not covered in my instructions to the commander of the relief, right? So pretty much these are pretty big in terms of like if you're doing guard duty, and people can equate it to a bunch of different things in the military as well, right? So if we look back on the first general order, it's talking about I will guard everything within the limits of my post and quit my post only when properly relieved. Typically in basic training, you're gonna be doing fire guard, and there's gonna be shifts, right? Maybe you have the 1 o'clock in the morning shift. Somebody's gonna have to get you at like 2 o'clock because they're typically an hour-long shift, and you cannot leave that post. It'll be 2 of you guys. You can go to the bathroom and stuff like that, but you guys cannot leave that post unmanned, that desk, if it's in the bay or whatever, unmanned until your relief comes and relieves you, right? You sign it in the book. You're like, okay, we got relieved at 2 o'clock, right? If they're late, hey, go wake them up, all that stuff. But you can't just, oh, they're not here, so I'm just gonna go to sleep. You have to figure it out and not leave that post on. Man, that goes with anything, right? It's gate guard, if you're at your unit, you're guarding a Connex, or you're doing CQ, all that type of stuff, right? So it just ties in. Same with the second general order, right? I will obey my special orders and perform all my duties in a military manner. You know, just make sure you're maintaining military bearing, you're doing everything by the book, you know, you're doing it right, you're doing it the way you were taught. This is very prevalent in basic training because if they catch you slipping, you're gonna get smoked. You know, and if you mess up really, really bad, you could possibly get kicked out of the military. It just depends on what it is, right? So you definitely want to maintain that military bearing. And your third general order, right? I will report violations of my special orders, emergencies, and anything not covered in my instructions to the commander of the relief, right? So if anything goes wrong during your shift, like write it down, make sure it's documented so you can report that to whoever's like in charge of the overall guard system for whatever it is you're guarding, all that fun stuff. Because if it comes back later like, oh, this happened during this shift, you know, you're going to be one to blame unless you've told somebody and you annotated what went down during your shift, right? So it's very important that you understand these through and through and you know them by memory. I mean, you don't have to know them by memory right off the bat, but it's good to start learning them now. So once you go to basic training and they quiz you on these, you're good to go and you have a better understanding of them. And if they ask you, oh, what do you think that means? You know, hey, you can just kind of quote this video or something, or you can put it in your own words, paraphrase, whatever you want to do, and it'll help you out, give you a leg up, and your drill sergeants will kind of be impressed, or they'll just be like, good, congrats, you know your job. And it just comes down to that. But this is just a short video, guys. I'm probably going to do this for the Soldier's Creed, the Army Song, and a bunch of other things you should know before basic training. But let me know in the comments down below what you guys really, really want me to hit on in terms of things you should know before going to basic training. I really hope this video helped you out. I know it's a little shorter than my usual content, right? But I'm trying to just get straight to the point nowadays, and I hope this video benefits you. So again, if you have any questions, hit me up on Instagram at Ben_Allen175, best possible place to reach me. Like this video if you're getting ready to go to basic or you already went to basic, right? And most importantly, subscribe. We're trying to hit 100K in the next 6 months. I need y'all's help. It takes 2 seconds to hit the button. I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Later.